Hello folks, welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Once again, today nothing big to tell us, initial comment. I mean, the initial comment is not just an obligatory chapter. It's just if we find any informations that we need to discuss where I can give you or transport a little bit my view and my knowledge. I was reading a little bit about Gary Gensler recently, just today, for example, that he mentioned, and many are saying, hey, look, he's saying the decision. Wait. He said just that it's sad that the judge just decided for institutionals to protect them, because that's what it does when they are declaring XRP as a security. So for securities, we have a protection system. That's what it does. And obviously, if you are away from security, the next point is what it is. What is that? I mean, when the judge is saying, for example, it depends on the circumstances, what is the purpose to transfer an XRP could be a security, but could not. What is that? A commodity? A currency sometimes, and sometimes it's a security. So for certain transfers, we are going to protect retail, but for others not. But institutionals in general, we will protect them because it's a security. That's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. That's not how it works. The big question is, and that's why I think that the judge, and now we come to the next step. It's where the court Southern District of New York is now sending to Ripple, but also to ECC, just a letter requesting the next date for a settlement conference, because it would be possible that ECC and Ripple, after they received a little bit, in my opinion, they didn't receive anything, but if they think they received a little bit more clarity now, they could sit together, talk about if they find any kind of space to create a settlement agreement, and to say, okay, listen, every kind of sales by Ripple hitting institutionals will be declared security. Everything else isn't. Then the next question is, okay, if it isn't, what is it? Is it a currency? Is it what asset class is XRP then for retail? If it's not a security, what is it? A commodity? What is it? It's not enough just to say it depends on the circumstances, because you need to protect the investor. It doesn't matter if it's an institutional or if it's retail. And obviously ECC, but also the courts, needs a simple rule to follow. So are they just go through, hey, let us check every single case and then define what kind of circumstances it is, and then we will see if this investor will receive protection or not by regulators? I mean, I hope describing the whole process right now, it is more clear to you that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If we start with such kind of regulation, crypto is over. It will not be a standard for retail. It will be the standard for institutionals, because they will be protected. But that's not what we like to do. I know that we are celebrating, I mean, except me and some others obviously as well, but it's not bullish to say, hey, institutionals receive protection because it's a security, but retails not. So the next phase should be to define what it is and to fix a circumstance. To say that is possible, that's not possible. If it's not possible, then it has to be a security. Otherwise, if it's possible, it is a commodity or a currency. Because otherwise, we will have a gap. And this gap means the status quo. It's nothing. It can be something or not. It depends on you, what you are doing with your tokens. Is that something you would like to know? It's like you don't know if you need to pay taxes or not. Maybe IRS is going just next to make a visit, or maybe not. So a lot of questions. Regulation only works. I know that many of you think regulation is just against crypto and decentralization, but the purpose and the main goal of regulation means protect the money, the wealth of investors. Only if we have those rules to protect it, and yeah, we could talk about if their protection mechanism is perfect or not. Obviously, it's not. But it is more protection that we have right now. And the next question is, if we are not receiving this protection, what will happen next? Just imagine it depends on the next president of the US or the head of the government or maybe the head of the ECC, how he is going to define the circumstances, how you transfer your XRPs. Are you using these XRPs maybe just for DeFi purposes? Is that a security? Maybe not. Are you using it because it seems that also Ripple is involved, or some projects are creating games related with Ripple, something I really like, and I think that's the future, so I'm bullish on it. But anyway, any single transfer, every single time you're moving these tokens from A to B, will trigger the big question. What kind of circumstances is that? Is it something where I'm protected? Or is that something where I'm not? That's the big key, the key question. So when Gary Gensler did just these comments saying, it was in a radio interview it seems or something, I really don't know, but when he said something that said that the judge in a pre-trial process decided that institutionals will be protected because they will define XRP as a security, but not retail investors, is sad for the ECC. I mean, ECC could say, who cares? But they care, because not only it will make the whole work just much more complex, and they need to define a lot of different things. And obviously the court, and that's the most exciting part that I see, the court need to bring a little bit more clarity to the structure, what I have said, to define what kind of circumstances we could have. It's almost impossible. Or we need to adapt with the future development. Games, I don't know what more technology can be developed with all these. And every single time a court, maybe triggered by the ECC, need to define what kind of circumstance that is. I don't want to have a big catalog with different circumstances for every single move. Just, is that something I'm protected right now? And if so, does that mean I need to pay taxes? Is that my tax rate? Or what it is? It would be just chaos. And chaos will not allow any kind of mass adoption. That's the goal. That was the goal when I said regulation is something bullish to us. It will bring pain in the transition, but in the long term, that's bullish. But if we are starting in that way, it's absolutely bearish, because the masses will miss it. They will say, it's too risky for me. I need clarity. For institutionals, it's absolutely nice. They know how to handle securities. They are only trading securities, so they wouldn't care. For them, it's absolutely best case. But what is then with retail investors? People are celebrating it. Hey, we win. XRP was defined not as security. That's not true. It was defined for, and that's what I said, it was defined for institutionals as a security. Because the Harvey test worked for institutionals, but not for retail. And that's a big, big gap I see that's absolutely not bullish at all. So to celebrate today and to cry in a few years when you understand the consequences of such decisions. And I really hope that Ripple and ECC will come together and both work for the investors and not in their own interest. Because then they can find a compromise, I think, within this settlement conference. The good thing is, or it's not a good thing, it's strange, but maybe it is what it is. Sarah Nedburn, that's the United States magistrate judge from New York, and she said the court will likely be unable to accommodate last-minute requests for settlement conferences, and the party should not anticipate the litigation deadlines will be adjourned in response to late requests for settlement conferences. So like, come together very quick. So be clear, it's time to agree or fuck off. It's really strange to receive such a letter. But, I mean, it's, in my opinion, the whole thing, and that's what I said, why I think that the whole pre-trial process that was closed by the judge with such a ruling wasn't helpful for the whole process right now. That's obviously my personal opinion, but in my opinion, absolutely it wasn't helpful, because now it's just generating more questions than answers. At least we can say, okay, it's fine. Institutionals, it's clear. Harvey Taste works for them, it's clear. For retail, it doesn't. And in my opinion, that's going to be a big, big pain next, because I don't think that any judge will make such a decision. I look forward. It's going to be very exciting, but I'm not sure if that's going to end well for both parties. I'm really saying for both parties. If a judge is going to make a mixed decision like, it is what it is, we need to define any single circumstances, because just imagine, it's not only XRP, it's every single other token as well. Except maybe Bitcoin, because they declared it as well. And I don't know. I mean, they declared Bitcoin as currency, and I agree with that. But as soon Bitcoin is receiving more and more different use cases, I'm not sure if that's going maybe to change in the future as well. But at least for Ethereum, it could be also very interesting. So nothing changed basically, and but I thought just also to share my opinion here, my doubts, why I think it's not going to be, or what many are at the moment celebrating, it's not going to be that bullish like many think. It wasn't what I expected when I was talking about to regulate the market. Absolutely not. And obviously you can't regulate even exchanges if you don't know what they are operating. Is that a security or is it not? Depends on circumstances. That's bullshit. So wash trading is what? You know, I mean, obviously it's illegal, but that's where the whole story starts again and again and again and again. And that would be, in my opinion, extremely bullish for institutionals, because they know how to handle securities. But it's going to be a big problem for us. Maybe it wasn't a good idea just to push and to try to make their token not a security. But we will see. Anyway, let us go forward and check what the market is indicating us. I mean, you can see here as well, we had finally the breakout. It seems that it wants to make a retest afterwards. Usually it goes down. But yeah, we need to check the remaining on-chain data. You know that net flow activity, it's something I love because it's the major indicator for me when it comes to the weights ratio, but also to see how much money is flowing in and how much crypto is flowing out, for example. At the moment, it's absolutely not sharp enough to make any kind of decisions. That's something that let me wonder a little bit. Yeah, so I said I would think we will go up first before more down. We are still very close. We almost hit 29.5 today. In my opinion, if we retest, it should go down hard, and then it could send us back to 27.5 or even lower. But in my opinion, it's not going to happen. Not yet. I still think we will go up first before then really down when no one is expecting it. Because at the moment, everyone is expecting. True is, the whole funding rate is extremely unbalanced. We have on Binance just 2 billions, even more than 2 billions in longs, and almost 1.1 billion in shorts. So, you know, that's usually something where the market reacts in the opposite direction, means more down than up, but we will see. So let us go forward.